Okay, fourth graders, as you know, in Module 3, we've been working really hard to multiply numbers, right? We've learned place value discs method, we've learned partial products method, we've learned the standard algorithm to multiply numbers. We've also learned one other method. It involves a picture. What is that method called? Sparsh? Area model, you got it. Okay, and so today we're going to put all that together, and we're going to use what we know about multiplication to solve two-step word problems. Sometimes word problems feel complicated because you don't just do one math calculation and then you have the answer. You have to use that one math calculation to do another one, and sometimes another one and another one, and so you have to be really careful and really accurate. Let's try an example of one such problem right now. It says the small copier makes 437 copies each day. The large copier makes 4 times as many copies each day. How many copies does the large copier make in 1 week? What is the question asking us to find? Sometimes, especially when the problems are complex, we have to really make sure we understand what the question is asking. Kaship.
How many copies does the larger copier make?
Yeah, we want to find out how many copies the large copier makes in 1 week. Okay, what important information are we going to need to figure that out? Anshul?
The small copier makes 437 copies a day.
Okay. And so if I were to draw that, by the way, S for small, how many copies is in that little piece of tape? 437. Good. Avani, what other important information is there?
The big copier makes 4 times as many.
Each day, right?
Yeah.
So if I want to draw the large copy machine using a tape diagram, how would I draw it? Varshini, what would I need to do?
You would make it 4 times as many.
So I need 4 sections, 2, 3, 4, and each section is 437. So based on this tape diagram, how could I calculate how many copies the large copier makes in 1 day? In 1 day. Anushka?
You could do 4 times 437.
Yeah, 4 copies. Copy machines. 4, because we have 4 segments of 437 copies. Okay. Raise your hand if when you solved this you used place value discs. Okay, great. Raise your hand if you used partial products method. Awesome. Raise your hand if you used standard algorithm. Great. Raise your hand if you used area model. Awesome. Do you guys see how everyone used slightly different? And that's why you learn different methods, so you can pick the method that makes the most sense to you. However, do you need to know how to do all 4 of them? Yes, you do. Raise your hand if you solved it using more than one method. Oh, that's perfect. That's also why I teach you more than one method, because if you can solve it using more than one method and you get the same answer, does that mean you can feel pretty confident about your answer? But if you only solve it one method, is there a chance that you made a silly mistake? And is there a chance maybe you made a mistake and your answer's wrong? Totally. Okay, I'm going to use standard algorithm. 4 times 7 is, everyone?
28.
I'm going to record the 8 because the 20 will be regrouped as into 2 whats?
10.
Good. 4 times 3 is 12 tens. Sorry, 4 times 3 tens is 12 tens. And I add 2 more tens, so that's?
14.
So how many tens should I record?
4.
Because 10 of them become regrouped into 1.
100.
Good. 4 times 4 hundreds is?
1600.
1600s. Plus 1 more hundred is?
1700.
Okay, so my answer is 748 copies. Is that my final answer?
No.
With a quiet answer hand, why or why not is that my final answer? Sanvi?
It is not your final answer because if you look at what the question is asking, it's asking how many copies does the large copier make in 1 week.
Awesome. Yeah, and 1,748 copies is how many copies are made in 1 day. So if I want to find out how many copies are made in 1 week, Evan, what do I need to do?
You need to do 1,748 times 7.
Because there are 7 days in 1 week. Let's multiply. Everyone, 7 times 8 is?
56.
Good. 7 times 4 tens is?
28.
28 what?
10.
Plus 5 tens is? 33 tens. Good. 7 times 7 hundreds is?
49.
49 what?
Hundreds.
49 what? Oh, good. Plus 3 more hundreds is? 52 hundreds. Good. 7 times 1,000 is? Plus 5 thousands is?
12,000.
So my answer is 12,236 copies. Do you see how this was a two-step word problem? The first step we had to find out was how many copies the large copier makes in one day. The second step to get our final answer was how many copies then in 1 week. So this is an example of our learning goal. This is an example of a two-step word problem. Yes? Good. So on this question, if it tells us to label the rest of the diagram, we have to first see where we need to label things. Do we need to label anything here? No, it's already labeled. Do we need to label anything here? No, it's already labeled. Do we need to label something here? So, yeah. Do we need to label something here? Yeah. So what goes in each yellow section? Is it the same size as something else? What is it the same size as? Sparsh?
743.
Yeah, so if this first section right here was 723 meters, wouldn't this also be 723 meters? What would this be? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we've labeled the rest of the diagram. Check, 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 check. Okay, good. Now, the next part is solve for M. Point to in your notebook where you see M. Yeah, M is right here. What does M represent with that bracket? That bracket shows that M is the total. Good. So how could I find M? Could I do 973 plus 723 plus 723 plus 723? I can, right? Because I have to add all those parts up. But we know that repeated addition is the same as? So do we see anywhere that we could do multiplication? Where could we do some multiplication?
We can do 723 times.
Yeah, because that yellow part right there is 3 copies of 723. So go ahead and do it while I do it, and then you can look up and check your answer against mine. Let's see if we get the same answer. Give me a thumbs up if you see that we have the same answer. So we see that this yellow part is worth 2,169. Is that my final answer? No, because to find M, we have to add up the yellow part, 2,169, with the blue part, 973. Fourth graders, I have a question for you. How come I didn't just write plus 973 under this? How come I started a brand new equation? Go ahead and tell someone at your table group. Okay, fourth graders, good explanations. As a reminder, we have to always rewrite it when we're writing a new equation to be precise and to be accurate. Now let's add. If I have 9 ones and I want to add 3 more ones, how many ones do I have?
12.
Good. So we can regroup 10 of them, right? I have 1 10 from my regrouping. I have 6 10s and then 7 10s. How many 10s do I have altogether? 14. Good. I'm going to put 4 of them down. I'm going to regroup 10 of them to become 100. I regrouped, so I had 100, another 100, and 9 hundreds. How many hundreds do I have altogether? 11. Good. So I'm going to regroup again. I have 1,000 plus 2,000, which is? 3,000. So the total, M, is 3,142. Now, the next question says, write your own problem that could be solved by the diagram above. So what could be happening here? What could be happening with this blue part, with 973 meters? Could someone be running 973 meters? Who ran 973 meters? If you're making up your own problem, you get to choose. Did Anushka? Sure. Anushka ran 973 meters. Does that represent M yet? No? Maybe Anshul ran 723 meters 3 days in a row. Right? And then what question would show M? How much did Anushka and Anshul run all together? Does that make sense?